late adopters will be the last soft targets for all kidnappers in the area. What will happen is that every story on violent crime will become a pre-advertisement for SkinSamplers. SkinSamplers, what they're trying to do is so good that it's really unforgettable. Any news story, any TV story, any webinar about violent crime will say, why couldn't they have used SkinSamplers, and how SkinSamplers would have prevented the crime and identified the guilty party. SkinSamplers are available to everyone. You can make them. On the left is a SkinSampler. It's a little different. It doesn't have the wireless tag, which has 95% of all the costs of the device. The one on the right does have a wireless tag. It typically costs 20 cents. But they look the same. The kidnapper cannot tell the difference between the two. What this means is that by varying the percentage of wireless tags inside a set of SkinSamplers, let's say 100, we can change the cost of that device dramatically. If you look at this chart, on the left, on the bottom horizontal axis, is the percentage of SkinSamplers, from like 1% up to 99%, almost all. Vertical axis is the cost in dollars. And you see the COG, the cost of goods, on the top of that is the price, is the cost of goods as the percentage of SkinSamplers increases. It goes linearly up with the percentage of wireless tags, because that's 95% of the cost. Right? We can reduce it almost down to 1%, even 0, right? While still maintaining a good margin all throughout. You'll see that the price increases dramatically over 50%. That's because of the greater prestige that would come from having a high percentage tags in your SkinSampler set. Let's look at a typical American example. In this case, we have 5% SkinSamplers with wireless tags. Cost of good is about $5. Price retail $15 for a set of 100. Affordable to just about anyone. Now, how can we have prestige associated with such a thing? Well, on the top side, all the SkinSamplers are the same. But on the bottom side, there's a number which shows the percentage of SkinSamplers in that set which have a wireless tag. 5%, 100%. So people will actually show this. Kids will show it to each other at the playground. Parents will show it to each other. And they'll kind of size each other up by that way. How much do you want your kid back alive if they're kidnapped? Most people would say 100%. In that way, hope for life recovery, fear of loss, and social pressure will push people up the price scale to higher performance and higher quality SkinSampler sets. This is all good. It'll mean fewer kidnappings and more life recoveries. The anti-kidnapping market will include all women's and children's apparel. This market is over $100 billion a year in the United States alone. Another market is controlling violent parolees. In this case, this parolee is wearing a wristwatch which is filled with SkinSamplers. If he commits a violent crime, the violence of the attack will burst them open. He is self-booby-trapped against committing a violent crime. Anti-theft. Valuable objects are booby-trapped with SkinSamplers. They will deem sample anyone and wirelessly mark anyone who tries to steal it. Anti-vandalism. Someone tries to vandalize a property. SkinSamplers will rain down upon him, DNA sample, and identify. All of the higher secretive applications anyone who licenses there will receive that attached document that has to do with the utilization of SkinSamplers in military intelligence. I expect that some crimes will be reduced by 50% or more. For example, in the case of kidnapping, SkinSamplers will be a visible deterrent. They'll actually see the SkinSamplers and they'll see the phone that will call for the instantaneous alert. Additionally, SkinSampler evidence will be created upon every attempt. So rather than investigating the kidnapper after a successful strike, we identify him on every single attempt. His first attempt could be his last. In this way, SkinSamplers will reduce violence worldwide. Estimated cost savings in the United States, $10 billion in law enforcement costs from the court costs, law enforcement, imprisonment, reform, and in medical costs for people, at least $1 billion. Even for these markets, that's a lot of money. Okay, so now let's look at something else, the detection database. As I said, everyone wants to make money, everyone would like to be a hero, identify a skin sampler and rescue a child. Everyone would like to be protected from violent crime. So therefore, everyone will be using and streaming their data. They'll do it at work, at home, on the road. This data becomes very valuable. Okay? It is a marketer's dream come true, actually. It shows all of their equipment, all their supplies when they're running low in real time. This information can be used to make a real-time, detection-based marketing plan. For example, this woman on the right is running low on diapers. We can just detect it, because we actually detect her drop in diaper supply. Also, she's near a store. So if she has a need, an opportunity to buy, at that time we send her a coupon for a discounted price for a different brand of diapers. We flip her to a new supplier. She says, oh heck, I need diapers, you give me 90% off, I'll try you out. So she goes to the store, redeems it, brings them into a car, we can detect it. We know she swallowed that promotion. Then we turn to our client, or the detection-based system, we turn to a client and say, we flipped a customer from your competitor to you, we get our commission for doing that. This cycle of this new kind of detection marketing is continuous. Detection, promotion, learning, and adjustment for every person individually. Very precise, fast turnaround, learning constantly. This is the new marketing that will be used. The new marketing data detection that is detection-based. Everyone wins when this system is done. Benefits for consumers. They protect themselves with the phone. They can become hero, make money, and they get a useful coupon when they need it. It won't be irritating, and they get the promotion. Benefits for new businesses. They get patent protection. We offer, since we own the patent, we offer exclusive licensing agreements. If you want to make the anti-kidnapping devices, we will make a licensing agreement with you and exclude all others, only you. If you want to make the military intelligence devices, we will write a license agreement for you and exclude all others. If you have some other idea that you'd like to have, maybe it's a large or narrow market, maybe $10 million a year in revenue, $100 million, we'll write a license agreement for your planned market. You will have it, we will exclude all others. This opens a window for many, many, many new kinds of businesses that would use this technology and leverage the patent for them. Essentially, they get all the benefits of patent protection for their particular market without having to buy rights to all the markets, even those they don't never investigate themselves. It's a much more efficient use of the patent, much more economical for every company that engages. Essentially, it's a la carte. Buy what you like. Benefits for the SkinSampler detection database is obvious. They gather all this real-time detection data. They get to charge their business clients for increasing their sales and bringing them new customers. Benefit for the client is obvious. They get more sales from the success of this detection database, and they pay only upon success. And they get better customer knowledge. They understand their customers' behavior much better. For secretive organizations, they gain a much more powerful identification system, and with the real-time marketing system and ability to manipulate it, they can influence the entire population. If we all want, with SkinSamplers, you have great opportunity. You can assure safety. You can actually be in charge of the SkinSampler protection for all children in the United States. With patent protection and exclusive markets, you can achieve great success in your particular area that you want, the area that you want most. Work in this area will bring success and life. It's as simple as that. Today is dangerous. Tomorrow, a better SkinSampler future. Thank you. Take any questions.
Can you explain how that works?
How what works?
Yeah, the SkinSampler, how does it work?
Oh, okay. You can think of it as like, you know, like you have an access badge at your work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So your access badge can, you run it, it has no battery, right? So you just run it by a detector and it reads the number at it. What's happening is that this emitter is actually powering the tag. It actually transmits power to it, turns on the card, and the card responds with its unique ID number. Okay? So this does the same thing. So if you took your access badge and scratched yourself with it, you've essentially done the operation of a skin sample. Wirelessly detectable, collects DNA. The thing is that we do is we make it really, really small. Okay? And we can add other features to it to make it more identifiable.
So it's like a small RFID tag which you can store whatever gets in touch with.
Yeah, if you scratch yourself with your own nail, you have DNA sampled yourself. Now, if you put your fingernail on an RFID tag and you scratch yourself with the RFID tag, you have collected your skin. And that RFID tag is wirelessly detectable and uniquely identifiable, so you have something that can be uniquely identified with some person or some object, and collects the DNA of the person who's involved with its transfer.
How many of them will be in a small piece like that? Hundreds?
You could make as, well, it depends on what you want. Again, the military ones would be flea-sized. You could pack as many as you could put in there as you want. You could put many. It all depends, right? Obviously, the smaller ones would be more expensive if they're military grade.
Can you just touch it, or do you actually have to move across it?
All we need to do really is to get 1/1,000,000th of a gram of skin. So any flake of skin, a flake of dandruff from you is enough. So even if it touches the outside of your clothing and picks up your dandruff, that's you.
So what's the size of it then? Is it like nanometers or something like that?
In terms of what?
The RFID tag.
The ones I know of right now, 2 millimeters on the side.
It's fairly big.
Like flea size, like that.
How does it analyze the DNA?
It doesn't analyze DNA. All it does is retain it. It just holds it. Like your fingernail, when you scratch yourself, your fingernail retains your skin, but it doesn't analyze it. It doesn't DNA sequence it, right? This works the same way, like this card. It has collected my DNA in the form of my skin, but it doesn't sequence it. It just holds it in an identifiable package.
Well, but it's not instantly identified. When does it identify me as a person?
Okay, when the police would say you're at a crime scene, right, and the kid has been kidnapped, they scan the crime scene, they find, that tag is associated with the child. Let's take it to the lab. We take all the DNA, we sequence all the skin that's in it. There may be like 40 people or so. And we have a list of people, let's say 40 people. So what the police do then is they investigate. They ask each one of them, where were you at the time of the theft? Where were you at the time of the theft? Where were you at the time? And they go right down that list. So instead of investigating 5 million people, they just look at the people on the list. Somebody's story is not going to check out. So that one they're going to investigate even more. Maybe look through his car trunk, see if they're in the car trunk, check if they're in his home, find if he's on traffic cameras, all these other things which would help show that his story is not true. There's something else going on.
Still, I feel like I can just wipe it here and then somebody else's stuff can come on that.
Right.
Right,
Right, you can collect lots of DNA. Right. Yeah, well, it'll.
What's the guarantee that it's this like the same person or whatever? Like if you take a picture, you know that I already know that this is the guy.
Well, no. The thing is that we collect it off everybody, but everybody gets investigated, right? And it's a much more efficient way to investigate people instead of just trying, not having it and saying, well, who was involved here? We have to make a list of people who to talk to. With the DNA sequencing, the list is provided to you. We already know who to talk to. We can just go right down the list and see who
You can eliminate much better.
Much faster, and DNA sequencing now can be done very quickly. They actually have mobile labs that can be driven to the crime scene and DNA sequence evidence in 2 hours. Get a list of names in 2 hours. Very fast. Very well.